Split, directed by M Night Shyamalan. A man, James McAvoy's character, kidnaps 3 women while personally battling 23 personalities living within himself. But there's talk of a mysterious 24th personality called the Beast. The 3 main ladies in this movie, Anya Taylor-Joy, Jessica Zulay, and Haley Lou Richardson, were really good in this movie. I loved all of their performances. They didn't really stand out to me or anything like that, but Anya Taylor-Joy, I thought she was really good. She gave a really good performance. She was exceptional. Jessica Zulay, who was the black girl in this movie, is really, really good. I liked her performance. She was exceptional as well. Haley Lou Richardson was really good in this movie, and I thought she gave a really good performance. There's nothing negative I can say about any of these performances from these 3 ladies. They were really good in this movie, and that's all I can say about that. There's a lady in this movie who plays James McAvoy's psychiatrist named Betty Buckley, and all of her scenes with James McAvoy were really good. I liked them playing off each other in conversation. It was really exciting. The scenes when she's riding solo, those are really good moments. She's a really good actor. I loved all of her scenes. There's nothing negative I can say about her performance either. James McAvoy. Now let's talk about this guy. James McAvoy is the star of this movie. James McAvoy plays Dennis, Patricia, Hedward, and the Beast, and Kevin and Barry, and so many different other characters in this movie. When you watch James McAvoy on the screen, it's like a one-man show. With him, he has to play so many other characters instead of just one. And him showcasing his acting skills in this movie, you realize that this man is so talented. James McAvoy really steals the show in this movie with his performance because he plays multiple characters, and that is a tough task in of itself, I can imagine, and James McAvoy pulls this off in spades. Like when he plays a little kid in this movie, he seems like a little kid. His mannerisms change, his tone of voice changes, and he's just phenomenal. And then when he turns into Kevin, who's more serious, he's like very stern, he's very focused, he's mean, and he plays that perfectly as well. And so, like I said, when he's playing these different characters, he does no wrong. He does it in a fantastic way. I love James McAvoy in this movie. He's great. The directing in this movie, M Night Shyamalan, no matter what you say about his stories and his execution in his movies, he's an extremely polished director, attention to detail. His movies are very stylized, and this is no exception. This movie is equally as stylish as his previous movies, so the directing in this movie is phenomenal, and I can't say anything negative about that. This movie is like a puzzle. There are many different pieces in play here. So when you are given one piece of the puzzle in this movie, you're wondering what to do with it. Then you're given another piece of the puzzle, and you don't know where it goes because you don't have all the pieces. You're getting one piece at a time. I enjoy movies like that as long as they're executed expertly. The conclusion to all of this madness has to make sense to me in order for me to give this a positive grade. And so when I got one piece of the puzzle, I said, okay, yeah, that's pretty interesting. And then I got another piece, and I said, okay, yeah, it's getting a little better. And I got another piece, and I said, oh, that's a bit confusing, but okay, I'll run with it. And then I got another piece, and I said, well, that's just stupid. I don't know what to do with this. And then I got another piece of the puzzle, and then I said, oh, okay, this is really confusing. I have no idea where this is going. What? And then I got another piece, and I was like, okay, I guess I have to come up with my own conclusion because this really doesn't make any sense. And then you get another piece, and you're just like, alright then, I guess so. And then you get one final piece, which is right after the ending credits. And this one final piece sums up the entire movie. Because once you know what this final scene in the movie is after the ending credits, your mind is blown. And my mind was blown. Because when I saw that final scene, I said to myself, I know what this ties into, and if they create something off of this, I am very excited for this. I hope this does go somewhere. This movie is a scenario movie. And what I mean by that is that there are different scenarios that certain characters are dealing with, Where as an audience member, I'm sitting there saying to myself, "Run, you idiot, run! Why are you just standing there? What are you just sitting there for? What are you doing?" It's one of those yelling at the screen kinds of movies, and those can be very enjoyable. So it's like, when I'm watching a scene take place and there's a scenario, I'm running it in my head thinking about what I would do. And the characters in the movie do something completely different to what I'm thinking. And so I can't accept that at first, but then as I was watching it and I processed it in my mind, I said, okay, let me put myself in their shoes. The movie also points this out perfectly. You have no idea what you would do yourself if you were faced with that same obstacle. We may have an idea of what we would do, but we don't know. Everyone's different. Not everyone thinks like you or I, and I accepted what they did, the decisions that they made, and that's just them, and that's just the way they are, so I'm fine with that. There are a lot of things that I feel in this movie that are completely illogical. They make no sense, and by the end of it, you're just left with like a big pile of just stuff like happening and put on screen, and it makes no sense. When I thought about this movie, as it went along from the beginning all the way to the end, I thought about it and I said, I don't know. There are certain things that I like about it, but there are certain things that I don't like about it. I'm stuck in the middle. I want to give it an A because what it does, and when you see that last final scene after the ending credits, you say to yourself, okay, this makes sense compared to that other thing, and I like this even more than I thought I would. Then I want to give it an F. Because even if you think about that stuff and you look at the movie and you say, okay, this stuff is really ridiculous, this makes no sense, this is total bullshit, I don't understand, fuck this movie. This is the grade I'm going to give it. If you're watching this movie as a person who doesn't know exactly what's going on, I don't think you'll like it. But if you're a person who knows exactly what's going on by the ending credits, then I think you'll enjoy this movie like I did. The directing in this movie is great. The actresses in this movie are exceptional. The story is interesting. It's executed in an interesting way. There are things in the movie that don't make any sense, that are completely illogical, and when you think about it, you're just like, that's really stupid. When as a whole, it doesn't make any sense. It's just really dumb. Versus, oh, I know what this means, I know where this is coming from, this makes sense. I think I kind of like this. Why are you doing that when you should be doing this? Because this is what I would do. So what you're doing is completely illogical and it makes no sense. Spoiler alert, I just want to spoil this real quick because this movie is a spin-off or a sequel to Shyamalan's Unbreakable. Now, when I learned that after the ending credits, I was completely mind blown because I love Unbreakable, and this being a sequel or a spin-off to that is phenomenal, mind-blowing stuff in my opinion. But I had to give this movie a C because when I think about it, alright, is Splice as good as Unbreakable? Unbreakable is way better than Split. I narrow it down to, would I watch Split again? Say to myself, no. And Unbreakable is a far better movie than Split, so I just had to give it a C because I'm stuck in the middle. I liked it and then I didn't like it, and so that's why I give it this grade. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.